Hello, dear family of astrology, dear friends, subscribers. I really appreciate your support to my channel. I hope you're doing great and you're getting ready for a new moon cycle. And in this video, I will talk about the Virgo New Moon chart and some more. The Virgo New Moon happens September the 2nd at 11 degrees 4 minutes of Virgo. And it happens Central Time 8:55, almost 9 p.m. And that's Central Time, and you need to adjust to your place in the world. It's a new moon with a break, a new moon with a hold. And I will explain why. So I am Satsangat Astrology, and you can order your reading in this email, sending your information privately through this email and your questions. This picture is here of a thunderbolt during a storm because we are starting the next 4 months, September, October, November, December, will really be a storm. And changes, unexpected surprises, and all kinds of turns, twists and turns. So we will see things happening that we didn't suspect happening, especially at the mundane level, but depending on your birth chart, you may be affected more or less depending on your placements in your birth chart. So if you like precise, personalized information, don't hesitate to order your report, and the interview, the consultation with me will be virtual through either WhatsApp, it could be Zoom, it could be Meetup, Skype, or whatever platform you normally use. We can connect and I will answer your questions. So I specialize in Chiron and vocational orientation for young people, but I can help you with any life question that you may have. So don't hesitate to contact me. You will not be disappointed, that's for sure. You can read in my blog. You can read, here's my blog, satsangatastrology.blogspot.com is here. Where you can go to a tab that says how I work and what I offer to see the different kinds of readings that you may have. But also there is a page for clients' reviews, and there's a tab that you can click and go to the clients' reviews. You will see what people are saying. Also, I am in Pinterest, Instagram, MeWe, Tumblr, and I have YouTube in Spanish as well. It's called Lotus Astral. And this Facebook, Satsangat Astrology, is my page. I also have a group, is Astrology, Astrology Universe or something like that. Don't remember. Sorry. But I usually post the shares on my Facebook page. So coming back to the background of the new moon in Virgo. Sorry, this is in Spanish, coming back from the previous presentation that I did in Spanish, but it's the Virgo new moon, as you see it here, 11 degrees of Virgo. So I will explain the energies of this new moon, but to let you know, every new moon is when there is a conjunction with the sun and the moon, and the moon is completely dark behind the sun. We cannot see it because it's so close to the sun that it cannot be seen. So it is said that we plant a seed, metaphorically. We start something. And not only is it in Virgo, it's in the decan of Capricorn ruled by Saturn. So, and it's also opposing Saturn. So we'll see the meaning of that in a moment. First of all, I want to explain about the Virgo energy in general. So a new moon in Virgo will highlight or start something related to any themes Virgo, which are, for example, health, work, service, organization, analysis, study, making sense of data, organizing data, meaning sometimes administrative work. So Virgo is the sign of the mind for excellence, and is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is exalted in Virgo because for example, Mercury rules is associated with Gemini, where he likes to gather information. The more amount of information accumulates information. However, is in Virgo, where the information is processed, is like a lab where it's analyzed, is discerned, is making associations, is organizing data to give it a meaning, to explain. For example, you have a graph with numbers, percentages, and other number marks, right? But if you don't have the ability to interpret that chart, I mean a graphic, right? Then it doesn't mean anything. So it's not until one can interpret, analyze, make a discernment, right? Separate the wheat from the chaff, as it's said in the scriptures, that we really can make sense of the information. Now, Virgo is associated with the small intestine, where exactly the food is, let's say, unfolded and is separated in its components, and the body takes the nutrients for absorption and eliminates the rest. So it's a part of the body associated with Virgo, where there is this, again, this separation of what is good from what is not good. And that's part of the theme or the motto of Virgo, because Virgo is the sign in charge of identifying the problems and creating solutions. So Virgo is one very interesting sign of the zodiac, due to this thing that if you need to resolve things, you need to consult someone who has strong Virgo, right? That's why you have healthcare providers of any sort. Therapists, doctors, nurses, all are under the spectrum of Virgo. Why? Because they ask questions, right? They ask a series of questions, they gather the data, and then they interpret the data, and they can give you a diagnosis and even a treatment. So that is the example, the very pristine example of what Virgo function is. So Virgo gathers the information, right? Brings it to analysis and makes sense of it, and then it gives you a diagnosis, and then we can get a treatment for it. So many times Virgo is accused of being so critical, of seeing everything that is wrong in life, but that's the function of Virgo. Every sign has a function, and every sign is necessary. So if we didn't have any Virgo, then we wouldn't be able to do those functions and resolve problems. So here we are in a new moon in this kind of energy where we can have some kind of problem to resolve. So it could be associated with health, with work, with service, could be associated with healthcare, with administration, organization. And in the decan of Saturn, that will take time. Let's say Saturn and Capricorn are signs that take their time, that sometimes we need to think of the rules, the regulations, that sometimes there are obstacles, and we have Saturn opposing the new moon. It's a 5-degree separation, but still it's going to be, let me tell you that 10 hours later, the moon is happening at almost 9 p.m. Central Time, and the opposition of the moon to Saturn, it happens the following day at 7 a.m. So we have 10 hours difference. So 10 hours later, this moon will oppose exactly Saturn, and there we are. We have the breaks. We thought that we were starting something. For example, we thought that we were starting a diet, right? Because Virgo is much into health and keeping healthy. So we set up a diet, a regimen in order to be healthy or healthier, right? But 10 hours later, there is some obstacle that presents itself, and it is probably emotional, because not only is it in the sign of Pisces, it's also in the decan of the moon, Cancer. So we have some, it could be emotional issue related to the collective, related to the home, the homeland, the home country, the hometown, the family, members of the family could be a trigger for a block, something that will delay our start. And as I said, in the decan of Capricorn, something will be delayed in this new moon. So we cannot start right away. Something will be blocking us from making progress. The Sun will oppose Saturn on the 7th. Let's see, yeah, on the 7th, almost going into the 8th. 7th is Saturday, so it's near midnight Central Time, going from Saturday to Sunday. So another block, another restriction that we encounter, Sun opposite Saturn. So it will be blocks in every step of the way for this new moon. And I also wanted to point out some of the other aspects this moon makes, which are a bisextile with Mars. And in this chart, we have Mars almost exactly square Neptune. So this bisextile, let's see, no, it's a quintile. It's a quintile to, the moon is quintile, sorry. The moon is quintile Mars, but the Mars is square Neptune. So a quintile is the division of the 360 wheel into 5 parts. And it's associated with Venus because it's a Venusian aspect. And it is because, you know, the cycle of Venus forms a 5-pointed star, and it's the division by 5 of the circle. Now, any Venusian aspect could be creative, and in this case is very creative. So we have this impulse to create something. However, we have Mars in Gemini, which is Mars wants to communicate, wants to create associations, wants to establish bridges, wants to unite and relate to others. Neighbors could be sisters, brothers, relatives, people in the neighborhood, in fact, the neighborhood, and those people that we associated usually every day. They're close to us. So in Mars is kind of debilitated or weakened by the square to Neptune, meaning that Mars could try to do these connections, to make these connections, but is blocked. So this quintile with the new moon means that Mars can be creative in a sense, in a spiritual sense, meaning that we may be planning, we may be thinking about something that we want to do, but we cannot do it. So as you see, Mars in the decan of Aquarius, ruled by Uranus, it wants to do it, but Neptune is weakening it. And at the same time is in conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. So there is this power struggle that needs some adjustment. So we need to make an adjustment in order to be able to do this. And on top of that, Neptune is sextile Pluto, and Neptune is sextiling Uranus, and there is a trine here. So we are actually experiencing this earth water kind of energy, and in a very easy flow. Now, some astrologers say that trines and sextiles are so positive, and well, they are also Venusian aspects. And what happens with these aspects is that the energy flows easily. However, it doesn't change the energy of the planets themselves that are participating in this configuration. So it means that it doesn't mean that this will be positive. These planets will keep their identity, their kind of energy, their kind of influence, and they will make it flow among themselves in an easy way. So Pluto will still be revealing every corruption in Capricorn. Neptune will be deluding us in Pisces with some component of Scorpio decan here, ruled by Pluto. So this Venus, this Neptune is not the innocent, let's say, the innocent imagination and fantasy and compassionate service and charitable love. Well, this Neptune in the decan of Pluto has been it has been associated with the fatal floodings, the water that has been flooding and making so much damage on cities, on on different areas of the world. So I I don't think that Venus, Neptune will change the kind of energy just because it is in sextile with these other planets. In fact, it has been in sextile for several months, and we have seen the strong influence on this. Plus, Uranus is almost stationary, is not there yet, but it will be pretty soon. In fact, it will be stationary. Is stationary retrograde on the 1st of September. So here it shows a retrograde already, but it has station earlier in the day on the 1st. So on the very day of the new moon, Uranus stations and turns retrograde. And remember that Uranus has been on top of Algol, the fixed star, for some time, and it has hostage the 26, 27 degrees for months, and it will keep some time in at the 27 degree for some time still. So there are surprise losses of heads. So we can expect that this powerful or pretended empowerment of Capricorn corporations, the powers that be, may lose their heads just because of this Uranus here. And I don't know if that would be considered too much positive. It may be, or maybe not. Who knows? Good, bad, who knows, says Ajahn Brahm. Who we never know. And then they both sextile Neptune, which also let's say is associated with delusions, deceptions, disillusionment, fantasies to the extreme, 29 degree, a critical degree. So I don't know, but what I see between Pluto and Neptune in almost perfect sextile, I've seen much corruption and much manipulation of the masses, unconscious of the unconscious masses, unconscious collective, political manipulation of the collective fantasy, collective imagination, propaganda, especially in the media, right, and such. So that's my perception. Earth Capricorn, Earth Taurus mixed with water Pisces. It gets the mud that can build things, right? With the mud, we can build things. And if not, you can ask a pot maker, for example. The pottery is a perfect example that they mix the mud and they shape it into containers, right? Into vases and etc. So there is this configuration will certainly give form maybe to some propaganda, manipulation of people regarding health or health risks. So there's a conversation about the monkeypox and the listeria in the United States and the food recalls and creating this this propaganda, right? And Virgo is calling us to use discernment to analyze, to study, to gather information and separate the wheat from the chaff. So let's use the logic. Let's use our minds, our reasoning, and do not fall onto what people say here, there, especially in the media. So let's think for ourselves. Let's gain discernment, be educated. Virgo is a very educated sign. It looks for information and compares, contrasts, and makes a logical analysis. So let's go for that goal and don't let ourselves be fooled by this Neptune here. So another point that I want to make is that Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, is the ruler of this new moon. So it's ruling the moon and the sun. And it is at 23 degrees of Leo, right? This is a Virgo that is talking on stage, right? Is making a presentation, a performance, let's say. It's making a performance. It's applying to a square to Uranus that for the third time. The first time was 21 of July. Second time between 18 and 21 of August, and now is the third time. First time we heard about the electronic breakdown caused by a Microsoft update. And other events, like I think it was around the day when the President Biden stepped down as the candidate for the Democratic Party. And other surprises, right? Announcements on stage, Mercury in Leo, right? Mercury in Leo opens the curtains and speaks on stage. So there's a lot of dramatic information, right? Making the first page news. So we can expect that kind of thing. We can also expect, for example, things that affect the internet, hackings. We heard that on Friday already, Friday, August the 30th, there was almost a complete blackout in Venezuela. And apparently, we don't really know, but apparently it was anonymous, the author. I cannot say for sure because we never know with the news. You never know what is real and what is not. But it has been a great percentage of the territory went black, completely black. And according to some reporters, Maduro was freaking out. Well, not without reason, but Mercury is still in square with Chiron, so it will be something that is kind of a problem, right? Because Chiron represents a problem, something that we perceive as a problem, as a fault or something that is not right. And by the way, I have a video on Chiron that I posted on my Facebook page. I did a presentation on Chiron influence this time around in Aries, and I recommended to watch it and let me know what you think. Anyways, Chiron is in the decan of Jupiter or Sagittarius, so this is affecting globally everyone. So, as I said, even though Mercury is in trine with Chiron, it doesn't mean that they are not projecting their energies as they are. It means that it's a flow, an easy flow of energy. Okay. What else I wanted to tell you? So Mercury ruling this new moon, it means that it can bring a surprise. Uranus is in the decan of Capricorn as well, so it could be a surprise regarding some kind of corporation or a governmental organization, like in the case of Venezuela, right? It could be, and also Mercury is in the decan of Mars or Aries, in the sign of Leo. So this is aggression and assault or verbal aggression or communication aggression. So, and so this square is determining, I think, the delay of this new moon, because something happens, a surprise, dislocation, destabilization or something, and we cannot get started on whatever we want to do in the house occupied by this new moon. So, and what else I wanted to tell you about this? Well, I think that's it for this presentation. Of course, take into account what your chart is, how this new moon falls, if it affects any planet that you have nearby, or any angle, and if you like a more precise information, don't hesitate to order a consultation with me. So, just for your information, I would like to let you know that there is the first quarter square of this moon cycle happens on Wednesday, 11 of September, and is 19 degrees of Sagittarius. And it happens very early on Wednesday, the 11th of September again. It happens at 19 degrees of Sagittarius in the decan of Mars or Aries. So look for the house where the first quarter square will fall for you. If you have something at 19 degrees, that will be the crisis in action. That will be the time when you will be forced to do something regarding this new moon, this new start. So don't get rushed to start anything new pretty soon after the new moon or on the new moon, much less before. Wait until the first quarter square and see what has happened. Saturn will present obstacles, delays, regulations, something that needs to be considered, taking some responsibilities for others, right? Because of the opposition. So usually oppositions are regarding relationships, and someone else may demand attention, and then you will need to hold on to what you want to start. So 19 of Sagittarius will be an impulse to action, Mars decan. However, you need to observe what happens since the new moon to until the 11th of September. What are the delays? What are the obstacles? What are the discipline that you need to have? Regulations maybe, or some emotional overboard, right, that you need to hold. So the Sagittarius sign is the sign of global, of exploration, is the sign of travel, is the sign of cultural discovery and higher knowledge. So maybe at this point you are called to travel, or you decide that you need to study some more, or something of that kind, or investigate some other cultures, or maybe religion, right? Maybe you're interested in a religion or something that can help you. So the full moon will be a lunar eclipse in Pisces, sandwich between Saturn and Neptune, and that will be very interesting. I will make another video on that, but just a heads up that the culmination of this moon cycle will be in Pisces. So we may find ourselves in chaos, trying to make sense or to give some containment to the chaos. It could be related to health, where Pisces is a sign that has no boundaries. However, we have Saturn there that can help us to restrain, right, our aura and protect ourselves in order not to be invaded by bugs of any kind. The full moon will happen 17 of September at 25 degrees 41 minutes of Pisces. Again, if you have any planets around that degree, you will be more affected. But for this new moon, I will give you some tips regarding health specifically. Of course, it could be, as I said, service, work, but regarding health, I think these times when we are bombarded by bugs that can or could affect our health, it is very important to review the healthcare hygiene, healthcare illness prevention. And here we have Hygeia in the sign of Taurus and the decan of Taurus. So Hygeia is helping us understand that we need to watch what we swallow, right? Taurus is the sign of the neck. What is it that we are swallowing that may affect us? So The throat can be involved, or any other organ in the neck. So Hygeia is the asteroid associated with disease prevention and hygiene, and how to care of ourselves in order not to get sick. And Virgo is also concerned about that. So I would say review all the measures, like how to wash our hands, how to protect in other ways, for example, in sexual relationships, how to protect yourself, how to, for example, shower, or the hygiene in food. Virgo is also concerned about the food hygiene. So if you doubt about fruits and vegetables, you can wash them in a solution of water and bicarbonate, and soda, and also you can make a solution with apple cider vinegar, or white vinegar. It's the same. Any vinegar solution with water can help clean and disinfect vegetables, fruits. Also, for example, if you have to handle meat, raw meat, make sure that you have a separate board in order to cut meat, and a separate one for vegetables, where you don't mix them, because if the meat has bacteria or any other pathogen, you may ended up passing it to the raw vegetables, for example. So those are basic things that even, for example, restaurant workers need to take a course of sanitation in order to have in order to work in the field. But it is also very important for the household people to be aware of those hygiene measures and how to protect ourselves from those things. So also there have been recalls from products of meat and cheese products that had been contaminated with listeria in the United States. And I don't think that that will be the last one. So make sure that you are aware of the news regarding recalls, especially food recalls, because you may get very sick from contamination and poisoning, right? Food poisoning. So with this, I will let you go, and I will really appreciate if you can subscribe to my channel. And here you have the contact information. Make sure that when you give me your date of birth, you don't post it publicly on Facebook. You just send me an email, and I protect your information. You shouldn't be worried about that. But don't post it publicly in social media. So I wait for your orders, and thank you for watching. If this information is useful for you, this is my service to the community. So give it a like and support my channel. I don't monetize this. I don't expect any money. Of course, you're free to collaborate if you like, but this is just a service to the community. Thank you for supporting me, and I'll see you next time.